Hi everyone, welcome back to Engineers Tech Hub channel. So in this session we will discuss what is load testing. So we have already discussed guys, but here I want to explore more. We having the separate topic for load testing, and this is the kind of performance testing. Basically what we test in the load testing in our application, if many user or multiple users are using in our application, how our application behaves like this. Okay, so it is in this type of testing, one will give the initial some load and gradually increase the load in order to find the critical load. Here the term is I'm going to tell you, generally normally in our we having the 1 lakh user per day, but if we have a 2 lakh users, if you have a 3 lakh users, so we can reach on the critical load. If initial load is greater than the target load, load testing is pass, otherwise fail. Okay, so load testing is a kind of performance testing which determine the system performance under the real load condition. Here we can also check the performance of your application. Sometime you could see when you are using any government website, right? I'm not targeting the government application, but sometime what will happen? The application will be slow. If you went sometime bank, right? So they are saying the server is down, right? So this type of the issue will come when I know at a time multiple users are using application. If we perform this kind of the testing before releasing in the product in the market, then definitely this type of the issue won't become in the real time. Okay, so this testing help to determine how the application behaves when multiple user access it simultaneously. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, this testing usually identify when you will do the load testing, what type of the issue identify, the maximum operating capacity of an application. So you already know max capacity, what is your capacity of your application. Determine whether the current infrastructure is sufficient to run the application. Okay, so here we having the current infrastructure, so that is also very important guys, where application is deployed. So infrastructure is very important part of the software where our application is going to deploy, right? So if your infrastructure is not good, then definitely you have to suffer over there, right? So nowadays the companies are using cloud and DevOps, right? So that make our application run 24 hours. We having the observation of our application, right? So this is the thing we have to sustainability of application with respect to the peak user load. So here we can uh, find our peak user load, number of concurrent user that can application can support, and a scalability to allow the more user to access it. So here what we are trying to say, like your users, we have a capacity of 10 lakh, right? 10 lakh users can use your application, but if you will, can you scale it? If it will exceed more than 10 lakh in situation, what will happen, right? So we having the some peak point where your application and what how many users can using, you can scale it as well. So load testing is commonly used for the client server and web application. Okay, so we have a client server, right? We are sending the request to the server, we are getting the response. Okay, so why we do load testing, right? So we have already answered for why we do load testing, right? So if someone will ask why we do that, so I told you, right? If you will not do the load testing and you have a capacity of 1 lakh and suddenly 2 lakh, the 2 lakh users will come in your website, in this situation might be your application will get crashed and all, right? But if you will do this type of the testing before, you already know the capacity of your application, right? So load testing give the confidence in the system, and it reliability and performance. Load testing help to identify the bottleneck in the system under the heavy user stress scenario before they happen in the production environment. You have all the data, means we have a user data, how many users our application can handle. Need for the load testing. Some extremely popular websites support the serious down when they get the massive traffic. So here I have already given the example of e-commerce website, airlines website, or IRCTC. So we have some Tatkal ticket, right? So many users, they are booking the ticket at a time. In this situation, how your application will behave like. So load testing tools, how to do the load testing. So we having the many tools in the market, like we have a Neoload, Load View, Load Runner, WebLoad. Okay. So if you want to learn these tools, you can get easily many tutorial on the YouTube. In the future, definitely I will make the video on that. Now we having the another testing that is called a stress testing. So you guys are getting confused, load testing, a stress testing, reliability testing, but we have a small difference. If we will understand the things, we can also have a difference, right? In the interview they will ask you the difference between the load testing and what is the difference between the stress testing. Okay, so a stress testing is also a kind of non-functional testing. In a stress testing we are trying to break our application. Okay, but in the load testing we are not going to crash, we are not going to break our application, but in a stress testing we are trying to break or crash our, break our system. So in this situation what will happen, your application got crashed, or are you able to recover or not? Okay, so that is called a stress testing. So a stress testing is a non-functional testing technique that is performed as a part of performance testing. During the stress testing, the system is monitored after a subjecting the system to overloaded to ensure that system can sustain the stress. Okay, a stress testing is used to test the stability, reliability of the system. This test mainly determine the system on the robustness and the error handling under the extremely heavy load condition. Okay, here we are doing extremely load. We are giving the extreme load. So most prominent user of the stress testing to determine the limit at which the system or software hardware breaks. But in the load testing, we are not breaking our system, but a stress testing in which point our system is going to break. Okay, so hope you understand. This is why it is also important, right? Reason for conducting the stress testing. Why we do this, right? You have asked the question. If we will do, then what is the benefit for that? Okay, to verify if system has saved the data before crashing or not. What happen if you will not do this type of the testing, your application got crashed? Then in this situation what will happen, you will lose your data, right? I can give you one example. I have my online website. I have my online course website where the users can go and they can purchase the courses. Unfortunately, my application got crashed. And what happened? My data will lost, right? Many people have already purchased those courses, right? They already paid. In this situation, what will happen? They will come to us, right? They will come to us, right? In this situation, what I can do, right? So if your application is going to crash, then it must be recovered as well, right? To verify the system print meaning error message while crashing, or did print some random exception. So we can check, we have to give the proper information to the users, because that time your application will be down. So we can give the proper message to the user, hey, this is the down, we are working on that, like that. Okay, to verify if unexpected failure do not cause the security issue. So here we can also check our security issue, right? If you have an unexpected thing, or what happen if you are getting some data leak and all, right? So what happen? You will lose your business, right? A stress testing scenario monitor the system behavior when maximum number of users log in at the same time. Okay, all user performing the critical operation at the same time. Like I can do one thing. What I can test? We have a 1 lakh users. They are using payment gateway. This is the critical operation, right? One time at a time, 1 lakh users they are doing the payment. They are using the payment gateway. In this situation, what will happen? All the user accessing the same file at the same time. The same example I have given to you. Hope you understand what is a stress testing, right? So this is your interview question, guys. So many interviewer will ask you load testing versus a stress testing. What is the difference between load testing and a stress testing? So if you observe, then you will have a sum. But here we will get the proper point. So any if anyone will ask you in the interview, then you guys are able to give the answer. Load testing is to test the system behavior under the normal workload condition, and it is just testing or simultaneing with the actual workload. Okay, so here we are not going to you know crash our application, right? But a stress testing test the system behavior under the extreme condition is carried out at the till the system failure. Okay, so here we are going to crash our application. Load testing does not break the system. This is the important point, guys. So in the load testing we are not going to break our application, but a stress testing try to break the system by testing with overwhelming means heavy data or resources. So here you will get exact difference between what is load testing and a stress testing. Okay, so that's it in this session, guys. So if you are new in the channel, please subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get new video notification. So my channel name is Engineers Tech Hub. Okay, you will get some notification on the end of the screen as well, so no worries. But I will also tell you, if you will go in this Engineers Tech Hub, you will get uh, many playlist we have. So till now I have uploaded around, so it's not live. So if you will see that, so this training we having uploaded many video around 15 videos. Okay, so coming days I will also continue the next session as well. So please subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get new video notification. Thank you so much. In the next session, bye bye.